and welcome to our presentation today on the use of subcommittees. My name is Jim Coles, and I'm the Executive Director of Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
And I'm Meredith Porterfield, Program Manager for Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
Sometimes teams question us about whether or not they should use subcommittees. Today we want to discuss subcommittees, how they can be effectively used, and become an option for you to help resolve problems in your meeting. Our goal for any committee, labor management committee, or any group is to create a functioning problem-solving team that works cooperatively. Subcommittees provide an opportunity for committee members to become more involved in the problem-solving of a particular issue. They may enable that team to provide quicker resolution to the problem by having a subcommittee that can focus on one problem and the aspects of that problem. Subcommittees also can help when larger committees are working to be able to divide that committee out to let people work on specific problems rather than have the entire committee focusing on all of the problems in each meeting. It lets the group work on multiple issues and therefore may allow them to resolve things more quickly. Subcommittees allow for a greater focus on the problems that are being considered because they're looking only at one problem and not a multitude of issues that the committee is facing. They can be more productive use of members' times and can save on meeting time for the entire group. Effective subcommittees can be a motivator for both the subcommittee and for the entire group as they see problems being resolved. Just as with an entire committee or team, the size of the group really doesn't matter. Committee members may be allowed to volunteer for particular subcommittees, or they may be assigned to a specific subcommittee. Personally, I prefer letting members volunteer when that's possible, because then they're going to pick a problem area that is of more interest to them, or in which they have a greater stake in having it resolved. Designate some time during your committee meetings to either allow the subcommittees to meet, or at least get together to set up the time in the future when they'll get together and do their work.
The other thing about subcommittees is that you may want to get people who are not on the main committee. You may want to get some additional people who know specifically about a particular problem or an issue that the committee is working on, or who are actually related to the particular topic the subcommittee will be working on. What subcommittees do is they may brainstorm some issues or some problems or some options that can be taken back to the entire committee. That way the committee has some things that they can look over and they can make some recommendations, and then the subcommittee can actually work on those recommendations from the entire committee. So everybody has some input as to just exactly what is going on with the particular problem or issue you're working on. Subcommittees may be either face-to-face or they could be through a teleconference if you have that specific type of technology where it's available. And that can be especially good if you're in multiple locations, such as maybe across a wide area where everybody can't get together at one certain place. So that may be an option for you. It just depends on the comfort level of the group as to what they want to do. It also depends too on what the topic is that you're working on or what the committee work it actually is. The work of the subcommittees is basically just to make recommendations to the entire group. They don't make the decisions for the group. They just make some recommendations for the entire group. Then the group can determine from that. Now I mean the entire committee can determine from those recommendations just exactly how they want to proceed. Future meeting agendas for the entire group should include subcommittee report outs, especially if subcommittees are going to be meeting in between meetings. And the subcommittees need to have agendas just like a full group so that they can use their time wisely. Another thing too subcommittees should do is have some minutes so that they have a record of the work that they have done. Sometimes when we've worked with groups and subcommittees, the subcommittees have not taken any kind of minutes and they don't have a record, or they forget about just exactly what it is that they accomplished. So that's our short take on subcommittees. We hope you got some information from it. Please watch for our other quick take videos. Thanks.